So, the theme this month here at the Blooming Babe is manifestation. It's Manifestation March. And I just wanted to take a second to talk about the role in which our relationship with social media plays into manifestation. So, there's been lots of continued conversations over the years about influencers, relatability, luxury, and all of that fun stuff. And today I heard a really great quote, which is don't trust the way you feel about your life after 10 p.m. And the reason I bring that quote up is because I think we have to understand our relationship to our own lives and how that is influenced by what we see here on social media after 10 p.m. Another quote that I heard years ago on this app again was a woman saying that we were not supposed to see what the 1% looks like. And I'll take it a step further. I don't even think it's someone, I don't think most of us were supposed to see what being upper middle class looks like, right? The people who could afford to go to a gala at Versailles, right? We aren't supposed to see that, but we do. And we are often seeing this content after 10 p.m. And you may be wondering to yourself, what does this have to do with manifestation, right? Well, here's the thing. I think a lot of people have to evaluate the way in which they relate to this content because it's going to be one of a few things, right? It's either going to be inspiration, escapism, or it's going to be something that makes you feel bad about yourself. So let's talk about how it can be used as inspiration, right? I'm going to talk about myself for a second. I remember coming across Sidonie Francis's page. This had to be 2021, 2022. And I remember seeing her in like Delta lounges and talking about this like lovely life that she has and like the perks of her job at the time. And I just remember sitting and thinking, wow, I really want to feel the way that she feels. And I remember one day I woke up and I pulled out my notebook and I just started writing. I started writing about what my ideal life looked like. And some of it was pulled from what I had seen in her videos. And we can talk a little bit later about like how manifestation doesn't work unless you do. But when the opportunities presented themselves, I took them, right? And now when I look at my life as I live it now, and I look at that manifestation journal entry, they are parallel with one another. And that's amazing. But not everybody looks at a lot of this content in the same way that I do. Some people view it as escapism. Now you may be thinking, well, escapism can't be too bad when it comes to manifestation, right? Wrong. And let me tell you why. In order to truly start manifesting the way that you want, you have to ground yourself in your reality. And if you can't do that because you're constantly in la la land, and I'm saying that respectfully, yeah, it's going to be hard to manifest. Because once again, manifestation doesn't work unless you do. And if you're so caught up in the dream that you're not actually working, then manifesting is not going to work because you aren't. And then last but not least is this content making you feel bad about yourself. And the reason that's bad for manifesting is that you really, really need to be in a positive mindset to do the whole manifestation thing, right? And not to get too frou-frou spiritual with it, but like if you're trying to bring good energy into your life, you are going to block that good energy with your own negative energy. And so those feelings of like self-hate and jealousy and just like not feeling good about yourself, you have to let that go before you start manifesting. So what does this mean for somebody who is doom scrolling past 10 o'clock? Well, it really means that you have to evaluate the way that you take in content, right? I think one, it starts with really understanding the type of content that you're taking in and whether or not what you're seeing is what you truly want to manifest. Oftentimes, we get into these spaces where we're seeing these people doing like the most luxurious things, and it's amazing and it's nice, but sometimes we don't pause to really think, is this what I want? And a lot of that has to do with understanding what it will take for you to be content with your life, right? Because contentment is the key that unlocks the door to happiness. For example, there are always people who are like, I want to be an influencer. I want to be an influencer. I want to be an influencer. But if you ask them if they wanted to be an entrepreneur, they would tell you no. And then it's like, okay, well, let's talk about the parts of influencing that you really like. And let's talk through ways in which you can achieve those things while maintaining the life that you have. For me, with Sidonie Francis, it was the Delta Skyline and the amount of traveling that she did. And let me tell you, last year, I think in total, I took 7 or 8 trips. When it comes to people who fall into like the escapism of it all, I would say follow more creators whose lives reflect the same life that you live, but their content is like positive, right? And the goal in doing this is to help you reframe the way that you view your own life so that you don't feel like you have to escape it, right? And of course, there's like levels of nuance to this, right? So do what you feel is appropriate. And then for the people who like feel bad when watching that type of content, take a step back. Unfollow these people. Retrain your algorithm not to show you that until you are in a healthier headspace to engage with it. I would also maybe suggest like gratitude journaling, right? You know, really thinking about like the small wins and like the positive things about yourself and where you are in life, right? Because once you practice gratitude, you then lean into contentment a little more. And yeah, that's the long and short of how the way in which you interact with social media can either be beneficial or harmful to the way that you manifest. But yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. And like I said, this month's theme is manifestation. We will also be talking about vision boards, affirmation playlists, as well as the power of the pivot. With that being said, until next time.